And this episode is brought to you by Dye Real Estate and Land Company. They are the real estate agents based in Northwest Ohio that are the go-to company for people who enjoy the rural lifestyle and are looking to buy and sell some property. The whole team is amazing. I've used them in the past. I'm partial to Jaylene myself for obvious reasons, but they're all there for you whenever you need them. If you're in the market, just drop them a line at info@dyerealestate.com. That's info@dyerealestate.com. And don't forget to tell them, support your local podcast sent you. Howdy, everyone. Are you a diehard movie fan who can't get enough of your favorite films? Then we have just the thing for you. Go to moviesbyminutes.com, the ultimate destination for movie enthusiasts like you. Moviesbyminutes.com is the hub for all things movies, but with a unique twist. Instead of watching a film in one sitting, you can dive deep into your favorite movies 1 minute at a time. It's like getting an exclusive behind-the-scenes pass to your most beloved movies, and we break down iconic movies into bite-sized episodes where our hosts dissect and discuss each minute of cinematic magic. Whether you're a fan of action-packed blockbusters, heartwarming rom-coms, spine-chilling thrillers, or even classic masterpieces, MoviesByMinutes.com has a podcast series for your every genre and taste. Get ready to enhance your movie watching experience like never before. MoviesByMinutes.com. It's like having a front row seat to the magic of the silver screen, 1 minute at a time. Don't miss out on this cinematic adventure, folks. Visit MoviesByMinutes.com today and unlock a whole new dimension of movie appreciation.
Gaily bedight, our gallant knight, in sunshine and in shadow, had journeyed long.
What's that all about?
Just a poem, one of Johnny Diamond's favorites. Let's see. Gaily bedight, a gallant knight, in sunshine and in shadow, had journeyed long, singing a song, in search of El Dorado.
You don't remember me, do you?
No.
You remember this hat?
Well, why in the hell would I remember a hat?
And welcome back to Remember the Name, the segment of the show where we take a bit of a deep dive into one of the cast and crew, one of the movers and shakers, if you will. And today, let's face it, folks, it doesn't get much bigger. There's not more of a mover and shaker, I think, than the man that we're going to talk about today. It is, of course, one Mr. John Wayne, the Duke himself. Star along with Robert Mitchum of our movie. I kind of saved this one for last, and just because there's so many movies that we want to go over, so much that we want to go over. So John Wayne, he started his career in 1927. He was in a series of uncredited roles. He got his first starring role in 1930, The Big Trail. And then 1931, and yes, folks, I'm not going to, let me just in full disclosure, I'm not going to sit here and read the the 10 pages of movies that John Wayne has been in. I'm just going to hit some of the bigger ones, the ones that I remember growing up watching as a kid on TBS with Dad, the ones that I'm sure that you're more familiar with as well. By all means, though, I'm sure if you go to your library, you can find a DVD collection that has like 57 John Wayne Westerns on it. There are obviously some of the lesser ones, but if you want to get your John Wayne fix and see his entire filmography, more power to you. 1931, we have The Maker of Men, and the one, I've never seen this movie, but what jumped out at me when I was looking at it on IMDb, his character name is Dusty Rhodes. And for you non-wrestling fans out there, Dusty Rhodes is the name of Dustin Reynolds, the American Dream, one of the most charismatic wrestlers of the 70s, 80s, into the 90s even. Bigger guy, curly blonde hair, spoke with a lisp. He stole things from superstar Billy Graham and tried to really be the common man. And he was world heavyweight champion. But he was also a West Texas boy, and he was very much a user of John Wayne in his promos, of being the archetype of the masculine man, the real man, the hero that goes in and gets it done despite the odds. And I have to think that maybe, just maybe, that this is where he got his character name, Dusty Rhodes. Growing up, he watched this movie with John Wayne and saw this character name, and that's what led him to use Dusty Rhodes as his character name. It just has to be, right? But anyways, 1932, Ride 'em Cowboy. We have something that, before I get into more of the movies, something that jumped out of the 100 or so movies that are in John Wayne's filmography. I count at least 36 of them where his character name was John. And I don't know if this is laziness. Perhaps he acted better when he didn't have to remember his character name, ? Perhaps it's that John is just one of the most common names ever, but I find it hilarious that his character almost always ends up being named John. And I say, at least 36. There's some in here where he has initials for names. So like JG or JT, which I know John T. Chance is his character in Rio Bro, but perhaps some of these J's are also Johns. But just found that interesting as I was digging through. But alas, 1939 we have Stagecoach. We have 1944, The Fighting Seabees. 1945, They Were Expendable. 1947, we have Angel and the Bad Man. 1948, we have Fort Apache. 1949, we have The Fighting Kentuckian, which, to go back into wrestling, the Fighting Kentuckians were a famous territory by territory group, a tag team that went around. I believe one of them was actually Grizzly Smith, checkered past, to say the least, but is the father of Jake the Snake Roberts, for you historians out there. 1949, She Wore a Yellow Ribbon. 1949 as well, The Sands of Iwo Jima. So, keep in mind that not only was John Wayne just a huge movie star in regards to Westerns, he was also very, very, very famous and well known for his war movies. He was the I think movie star when it came to war movies. 1950 we have Rio Grande. 1951 we have the Flying Leathernecks. 1953 we have Hondo. 1956 we have the Conqueror. And I'll be open kimono moment with you guys. I'll be fully honest, as I always am. There was actually a time where I wasn't going to do a Remember the Name on John Wayne. And I actually even kind of balked at the idea of doing this movie and doing really any John Wayne movie. There's things about his personal character, not his character as an actor, but like him as a person, that I just don't agree with. Let's just leave it at that. And I decided that I had to do this movie, and I have to include John Wayne, because you can't do a Western podcast without touching John Wayne. And it's just, he's so iconic with his characters in these movies that you just have to. And despite my, political beliefs, despite my religious beliefs, I'll never forgive people for saying it was just a different time. But at some point, you do have to kind of put some of that aside. And I say that to go into The Conqueror, because if there is a black eye on John Wayne and his Hollywood career, it's when you make John Wayne Genghis Khan in a movie. I'll let that sink in for just a moment. So for those that don't know, yes, there is a movie in existence that has John Wayne, the one that we've watched in El Dorado all season, starring in a movie playing Genghis Khan. So for whatever I said about the unfortunate scene with James Caan mimicking a Asian person, yeah. And I'll be honest, I'm not as hardcore and cutthroat when it comes to like appropriation in movies. If an actor is the best actor for the role, I don't really care. And let's be honest, a big part of acting is the fun of being somebody that you never could be, and becoming something that you can never be as a character. But I would still be really interested to hear the pitch meeting of getting John Wayne to star in a movie as Genghis Khan. Not so fun fact about that movie. Some of you may know about this stuff, but for you conspiracy theorists out there, shout out Jay Wolber. I love you. All my friends that are listening from over at Cryptids of the Corn, please, if you guys don't already, go out to Cryptids of the Corn and check them out. But not necessarily really a conspiracy theory. It's just a matter of fact. In the making of The Conqueror, the Genghis Khan, John Wayne, I can't even say it, the Genghis Khan, John Wayne movie, they shot it out here in the West, specifically in Utah, around there. And this was in areas that were known or later discovered to be nuclear test sites when they were testing out the atomic bombs. And whether you believe it or not, I'm just going to present what the theory of things is. Out of the 230 crew members, actors, director, producers, cameramen, linemen, all that, 91 of them eventually died of cancer. And it is very, very well believed by some that it's a direct result of them shooting the movie where they shot the movie, in these former nuclear sites. And the flip side of that conspiracy theory is, if you do the average of how many people that is, it's not too far from what you would get from a random sampling. But I like a conspiracy theory as much as the next guy, so I'll just leave it out there that, perhaps the Genghis Khan movie, killed John Wayne specifically. John Wayne himself died of cancer, but just throw that out there. 1956 as well, The Searchers. And then 1959, here we go, guys. It's Rio Bravo, the original movie of the one that El Dorado kind of came from, playing Sheriff John, there it is again, John T. Chance. 1959 as well, we have The Horse Soldiers. 1960, we have The Alamo playing Davy Crockett. 1960 as well, we have Wagon Train. 61, The Comancheros. 62, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Awesome movie, definitely probably one that's on the keep an eye out for on this podcast. Great movie. Also stars Jimmy Stewart. Oh, another one of my favorites for those of you that have listened to my It's a Wonderful Life episode. 1962 again, Hatari! Exclamation point. 1962, The Longest Day. For those of you who remember, this is the movie that he was also in with Robert Mitchum. And I told, I believe, the story from my dad. That maybe not, that his unit, when he was in the Army, was actually used for some of the filming of The Longest Day. At least that's the story he always told us. 1962 as well, How the West Was Won. 1963, we have Donovan's Reef. 63 as well, we have McClintock! Exclamation point. 1965, we have The Greatest Story Ever Told. Yes, that's right, folks. John Wayne was in a movie about Jesus. Specifically the crucifixion of Jesus. John Wayne played one of the centurions at the crucifixion in The Greatest Story Ever Told. And I'll just leave that there. 1965, we have The Sons of Katie Elder. 1966, we are with our movie today, El Dorado, playing Cole Thornton. 1969, we have True Grit. For those that watched the version here a few years ago, played by the Dude, and an awesome adaptation of that movie, I must say. This is the original. John Wayne played the Rooster Cogburn, the crotchety old veteran. 1970, we have Chisholm. That's C-H, Chisholm. Perverts. 1970 as well, we have Rio Lobo, the third of the makings of Rio Bravo and El Dorado. 1971, we have Big Jake. 1973, we have Cahill, U.S. Marshal. 1975, we have Brannigan. 75 as well, we have Rooster Cogburn, which is the sequel to True Grit, once again playing the titular character. 1978, we have The Shootist, and this will be his last actual movie, and also starring Ron Howard, a very young Ron Howard, more on the Opie side than the Happy Days side, the Richie Cunningham side. And then 1977, the last credit that is on his IMDb and his Wikipedia. Fun fact for you kids out there, if you want to, quiz your friends, see if you can win a quarter in a bet. Ask them what the last credited role is for John Wayne, and I'm almost sure, one, they'll ask you, who the hell is John Wayne? Because this is the 2020s, and I'm probably the only person that still talks about him. But two, they probably will not say that it is Star Wars. Yes, that one. George Lucas used John Wayne's stock audio clips and altered them around, synthesized them a little bit, and made them a voice for one of the characters in the canteen, specifically the one that alerts the stormtroopers to the presence of Luke and Obi-Wan and all that. The character's name is Garandan. It's not Star Wars Minute, folks. These guys do this a lot better than I do. But yeah, so fun fact, you can fool your friends, win that quarter. But this has been a not so quick look at one of the icons of Hollywood, one of the icons of Westerns. A man that I'm sure will reappear in several of our future seasons. One Mr. John Wayne. But this has been Remember the Name.
Hey, I suppose I've asked this before, but just who is he?
Tell him your name, Mississippi.
Alan Badillion Traherne.
Well, no wonder he carries a knife.
And when his strength failed him at length, he met a pilgrim shadow. Shadow, said he, where can it be? This land called El Dorado. Over the mountains of the moon, down the valley of the shadow. Ride, boldly ride, the shade replied. You search for El Dorado.
Hello, I'm Robert T. Smith, host of Support Your Local Podcast. I want to take a moment to remind you to hit that fast forward button. That is, unless you want to hear about something good being done. Anyone who knows me knows that I love bowling. In 2016, I founded the Smith Family Bowling Scholarship Foundation, intended to honor my father's hard work and dedication to community service and award scholarships to youth bowlers throughout the nation. To date, we've awarded well over $15,000 in scholarships. If you are a bowler, know a bowler, have ever seen a bowler, or heard about anyone who has ever seen a video of a bowler, I'd love for you to help promote the SFBSF and its mission. Please go to sfbsf.com and see what we're all about. While you're there, please consider hitting that donate button and helping us make a brighter future for our youth. Again, that's sfbsf.com. Thank you for your time.